are Trent and Tammy now.
So, today is Sunday.
Day 11.
Day 11 of our epic lad.
Holy cow adventure.
I was going to say our epic lad. Glenn, no.
We're a little delusional.
A little punch drunk today. So, we thought we would do a wrap-up video, and that would be the way that we would introduce all the things that you're going to see from our epic Griswold inspired lad cross-country road trip amazing adventure. We have our adventure book here, and I'm going to be reading through the adventure book to make sure we don't miss anything. So we started on May 10th, which was a Thursday, and we did the roadside oddities, which is, you know, very Griswold. You know, we have to find the world's largest ball of twine and the world's biggest rocking chair and all that. So we stopped at a statue called Steve Canyon. We stopped at the one-armed gold miner.
He's creepy.
He's a little weird. So the website that I got these from said it was a short hike up to Doc Holliday's grave in Glenwood Springs, Colorado, which was a very strenuous half-mile, very steep uphill, but it was a cool little cemetery with a lot of very old graves.
And that was the beginning of our walking.
Yes.
But tell them about where we ate dinner that night.
Oh, right. So Yelp, man.
Love
You
Yelp.
gotta have Yelp to find really cool and interesting places to eat that are really good. And in Grand Junction, of all places, there's a really, really good English pub that had live Irish music while we were there.
I need a bagpipe like I needed a kayak.
Oh, jeez.
I want a bagpipe.
And now Tammy wants a bagpipe. So on Friday morning, we got up in Grand Junction. We went to Fruta, and that is where Mike the Headless Chicken is famous. If you don't know about Mike the Headless Chicken, Google it. And Greta, the giant dinosaur.
She's ginormous.
She's gigantic. And then we drove on into Utah. We found a little town that apparently has a melon festival every year. And so they, for part of their festival, have the world's largest watermelon. Not the first one we found, which was pretty big, but the biggest one was humongous. And to wash down the world's giant watermelon, we had to have some world's giant soda cans.
Oh, yeah. Friday we went to Hoover Dam.
Oh! How is that not in the book? We went to Hoover Dam.
On Friday. Because we needed to get out and exercise. Tell them about the hole-in-the-wall restaurant. It literally was a hole-in-the-wall.
A very literal hole in the wall. So once again, Yelp found us a really cool place to eat, but I was suspicious of the fact that it said it was in such and such pub. So it was a bar with pool tables, and then at one end of the bar there was one of those double half doors. You know what I'm talking about, where it like opens, the top part of the door opens but the bottom stays closed? That was the restaurant. Literally hole in the wall restaurant. So the website that I used, it's actually called Roadside America, had about 1,000 pins in Vegas. 90% of them were inappropriate for our G-rated channel. But we were able to find nice family-friendly weird roadside sites. One of them was a hilarious mural on the side of a gas station that Tammy actually spotted.
It's fun.
And after that was the Big Rig Jig, which was a sculpture that was made for Burning Man, but now it lives in Vegas. And right next to that was the world's largest working fire hydrant. So we kind of walked around the strip for a little bit. We had breakfast. What did that billboard say?
Michael Jackson live show. He did.
He did. And then we went on southwest, and in Primm, Utah, there is Bonnie and Clyde's death car. Just a little bit gross. Socks was not a fan of the thought of it.
Socks got scared.
Yeah. And then we saw there's a gas station that has animated gold miners.
Don't get too close. thanks to that there raccoon that's hiding over there. He's just looking for an excuse to get inside the store and load up on some of those delicious veggie chips.
And a majestic urinal.
I can't take you in there, but I can attest to that. The urinal is majestic.
Basically, the majestic urinal was like a big sculpted fountain. You would imagine a fountain made with textured concrete and seashells and with a plant growing out of the top of it and water flowing down. Imagine 3 guys standing shoulder to shoulder peeing in a fountain. That's what it was like.
It was awkward for Trent.
It was really awkward. And we saw the world's tallest thermometer.
Yes.
We found a giant miner statue and the world's biggest ice cream sundae. Except
Very disappointed.
very disappointed. A place called Eddie's World that sells all kinds of beef jerky and every kind of candy you can imagine.
It
And
was a cool store.
they sold ice cream,
But not
not
Sundae.
Sundays.
And
They
we
didn't
really
have.
wanted a Sunday.
Man, talk about disappointed.
Disappointing.
And then the last thing we saw that day was the world's largest fireman's helmet. Not the world's largest fireman's helmet, but the actual helmet is the world's largest.
Then we trekked on to California and we made a pit stop called the Charlie Brown
Farm.
Farm.
They had everything you could think of, from porcelain figurines to blown glass to old, like, retro games.
I got a monkey. I had this monkey when I was a kid. It went everywhere with me.
So then we went on to stay with Kathy, Tammy's sister,
Yes.
and her husband Bob. One of the things that we did with him is something we've been wanting to do for a long time, which Kathy knows about sushi. She's a sushi eater, and we are not. And what we wanted to do for a while is to do an introduction to sushi video, kind of a challenge video for us, since I think raw fish is bait. And we did have a great adventure there, although I'm going to save most of that because it's going to be its own video
Yes.
coming soon, so look for that.
Then we went to In-N-Out Burger.
When we go to Texas, I really want to do all the Texas food, so we're going to be in California, we're going to do California food. So we did the sushi, we did poke, which is also got sushi stuff in it, raw fish. We also did In-N-Out Burger. You know, it's a good burger, it's okay. So then on Sunday, we had a day with Kathy. We went to Santa Monica Pier. It was cold and cloudy that day, and the little amusement park on the pier wasn't open yet, which was disappointing. But we had other plans for the day, so we had to keep moving. So then after Venice Beach, we went to an escape room. We solved the mystery of the mummy's tomb, and then we went to Tammy's second favorite part of the trip.
So my favorite chef on Food Network is Duff from Ace of Cakes because he's hilarious. And I wanted to go decorate a cake at Team Duff's shop.
So you buy the 6-inch cake that's already got the fondant and frosting on it, and then decorate it with, you get glitter and you get all the tools they give you. And anyway, so Tammy made a cutest little pineapple cake.
It was adorable.
Goodness, that's so cute.
It was fun. We
Nice
went there
scavenger.
next also because already my feet were already hurting.
Yeah, and that was just from the beach.
It was only noon.
And then we did this thing we did once before in Boulder. I think there's a website you can go to where you can do these scavenger hunts. It didn't really work in LA because
It was hard.
we had 20 questions. Of the 20 questions we had to answer, 5 of the questions were for places where you had to go inside that
They
we
were
couldn't go
closed.
inside because they were closed. We had the second fastest time on the leaderboard for that particular hunt, but we didn't score very well because we missed so many questions because things were closed.
Right.
Not
Not
cool.
fair.
And it was about 2.5 miles of walking, plus all of the walking up the hills and down the hills and the stairs, and we were exhausted by the time it was over. So on Monday, we went to Wally World. Where are we, dear?
Wally World.
Sorry, folks. Which is actually Six Flags Magic Mountain. More walking, but fortunately, because it was a Monday and school was still in,
Yes.
there were no lines.
It was awesome.
It was great.
for that.
So we're wearing our Wally World shirts on the ride that was actually in the movie Wally World, although it has been heavily modified since then because they took off the wooden tracks and replaced them with steel tracks so they can do banks, and it actually loops upside down in one spot. And yeah, that was really intense. So then we're on to Tuesday, which was a road day, but it was an adventure road day. So the plan was to drive from LA to San Francisco on the Pacific Coast Highway, which is California 1, which goes right along the coast for most of it. But the main thing is about the Pacific Coast highways, they have landslides and rock slides that block the highway, but it's so far away from any other roads that it's a huge hassle to get around these blockages. So that's what happened, is that we were going up the Pacific Coast. We got to stop at a beach that was okay. We droned a little bit. Then there was a blockage that, you know, Google and the road sign said only local traffic or whatever. So we had to drive 45 miles down 2-lane road through farm country to get back to the highway 101 to go up.
So we decided to go over to Santa Clara.
Because there was a pier there and there was probably some good food for dinner. We had swordfish steak.
So what do you think of swordfish?
Swordfish tastes like pork and catfish had a baby.
Is it good?
I like it.
And a really good crab cake.
That's good.
And then we were back on the one for the rest of the way into San Francisco, which, just totally by coincidence, the most epic beach sunset ever. So we stopped for probably 30 minutes with all of the cameras and all of the drones.
We had 3 cameras going and 2 drones going.
Right.
So we've got good footage of that.
Yes. And then drove up the rest of the Pacific Coast Highway, mostly in the dark.
Yes.
And that brings us to our San Francisco hotel and Wednesday. So we got this really cool hotel. It's kind of in the middle of the heart of San Francisco. Really great hotel. It's old, but it was nice.
Yeah.
The coolest thing about it was we got to park inside the hotel,
Yeah.
which was cozy.
So here we have the lovely Nob Hill Hotel, which has a really groovy courtyard with free covered parking with ample space to get your truck in and out. No problem. Plenty of room. You just can't open your doors. So other than that, it's fine.
But at least it was free parking, which you can't get anywhere in San Francisco.
Right.
San Francisco's parking, not so great. Then we saw a driveway where I really thought the car had driven into a sinkhole, because all you saw was the back of the car sticking straight up. But it was a driveway to a garage. First thing we did was we drove across the Golden Gate Bridge. Tammy found a really good spot to get a picture.
Yeah.
It was in a national park, which means you can't drone there, which is some drag. I really wanted to drone there, but we got some good time lapse, and that was Sarasota. We didn't know where it was at the time.
Where in the world are Trent and Tammy now? We don't know, but it sure is pretty.
The houses all up on the hill that are all brightly colored, and then we
Went to get on the trolley. Trolley.
Tammy has this huge bucket list thing about riding the cable cars in San Francisco.
It was so fun. Cable car. I took the trolley.
I don't know why, but she had to be right at the front, hanging off the side, and waving to all of the people. And Tammy's going, hi, 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 hello.
Hello.
It was so funny.
We actually got on the wrong trolley and ended up in downtown financial district.
Yep.
And then got back on the right trolley and ended up where we were supposed to go.
Which was?
Fisherman's Wharf.
Fisherman's Wharf was really cool.
We had a lobster roll there.
And a lobster roll and
Clam chowder.
clam chowder and a bread bowl.
And then to get to
Ghirardelli.
we were, okay, by this time,
We couldn't walk. We
we
were
could not
done.
walk anymore. So we actually spent money and got on one of those bicycle trolley things to take us clear down to this chocolate factory mall thing. So then we finally went straight back to the trolley.
Got
real
back on the trolley.
And went to the hotel.
Went to the hotel.
Nope.
No.
We had
The seafood at the Italian place
yes,
was so good. Oh my god. So then, crazy early on Thursday,
Got up at 5:30.
to get on the road so that we would have enough time to enjoy Yosemite Park.
National Park.
Yeah. With waterfalls everywhere.
Tell them about Bridal Falls.
It was kind of a drag that we got there so early because when we were at Bridal Falls, the sun was literally at the top of the falls,
Yeah.
looking straight down on us. So it was really hard to get pictures of it, but it was really cool, and there was some pretty pictures there. We also saw Yosemite Falls. We heard from the guides you can hike halfway up to, there's a trail that's like 7-mile round trip or whatever to go all the way to the top of the falls, but it said that you could go to the middle and you could get a really good view, and then it's only like 2+ miles round trip. Lies. That was, it was
Oh my gosh.
hard trail. It was very well maintained. They had actually built stairs into it from the native rock, but stairs for a mile. Whatever leg energy we had left, gone. And once again, closures. The part of the park where the big sequoias are, which was what I was dying to see, was a tree so big around that I couldn't put my arms around it. The whole half of the park where those are was closed for 3 years for a renovation project.
Sorry.
Tell them about the hotel though.
It was the best hotel of the whole trip, and it was called Cedar Lodge, so Google that. Really nice room, really nice bed, really nice people. It had a huge hot tub, not a jetted bathtub, that we could have both sat in, but we were just so exhausted that that wasn't going to happen. Given no internet, no cell phone signal, no connection with the outside world. But hey, sometimes that's a good thing. So Friday, a little bit more casual start to the day.
We decided though on the way back that we would not do roadside stops and just try to
Just get there.
just get to where we needed to go.
So we went back to Vegas. We stayed another night in Vegas, but this time we actually stayed on the strip
We
because
stayed at the Casino Royale.
is a Best Western. And because we lived in a Best Western when we moved to Colorado for a month,
52 cents.
we didn't have to pay because we were able to use our Best Western points. And so because we stayed at an on the strip hotel, we got some perks. So we were able to get we each signed up for the Players Club, which gave us the first $20 that you lose, you get back from the hotel.
I know I'm fine. Hi. That was good.
She doesn't even know what she's doing. She just hit a button. Well, $3. Oh. So because of that, we ended up coming out ahead on the slots by like $31, which if we hadn't had the $40 from the hotel, we would have come out behind. But it was still really fun. We had a good time.
And the slots that we won at were at the door of the casino.
Always play the slots at the door because the winning slots that people see from the sidewalk bring a pin. So play the slots at the door, and it worked.
So we actually went outside and watched ground level the volcano show.
Right. So then Saturday was basically driving back across the desert. Nothing to see, nothing to do.
The most boring
trip is winding down. We're really tired, but we're also wanting to go home. But when we go home, that means the vacation's over, which is kind of sad.
Yeah.
But, you know, we got one more good hotel, and now we're back in our mountains.
We're in the mountains.
Oh, mountains! Real mountains with real trees and rocks and water instead of those ugly scrub brush. Oh, so pretty. Oh, water. Oh, look. Oh, wow. I know. Sorry, y'all keep missing out on this whole thing. You'll just have to come visit and see what we're talking about. Wow.
Let's talk about forest for a second.
I want to say I have never felt so blessed to have a good, solid vehicle. Forrest, the FJ Cruiser,
It's amazing.
is done so good on this trip. We haven't had any flat tires. We haven't had any mechanical problems. It's driven 80 miles an hour all the way through Utah twice. So thank you, God, for a good car. Thank you, Forrest, for being so tough for this trip.
Hi, Lake Dylan.
Hi, Lake Dylan.
It's almost kayak season. So that's a wrap on our 2018 Griswold family-led road trip.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
No, but that's okay. I haven't said it right yet either. Anyway, we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.
And one more little tip for the road. This one I got from my mom. Learn some songs that take a long time to sing.
Yes. There's a hole in the
Bucket